to build a nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come let us work hand in hand, because this is our land. Come my brother, come my sister, and let us build a nation together. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, remember the key to success is working hard. For our country we must have regard. Forget all your differences, let we start to build. And onward to progress we surely will. Because now more than ever we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation.
Welcome to the Hub. Again, another opportunity that you and I have to chat, to dialogue, to converse using radio and social media. I want to encourage those on Facebook and on YouTube to please share the live. Sharing is caring. When you do, you give your colleagues, you give your friends the opportunity to be a part of the discourse, to be a part of the conversation via radio and social media. So you can tell people about the program. If you're listening to the program on the radio, remember, you can also listen to the program online on TuneIn Radio. All you need to do is to look for Fresh 101 FM. Fresh FM. Sorry, not Fresh, Vibes. Vibes FM. You know, I used to be on Fresh some years ago. Vibes 101 FM on TuneIn. And that's where all the local stations are. So you just have to look there for Vibes 101 and you would be able to listen to the program there. You can listen to me on Facebook, normal thing, Grenada Transformation Agenda, that Facebook page. You can also listen to me on YouTube on Vision Information Services, and you can subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can share the YouTube channel. Facebook, you can follow, click follow, and become a follower of the program. On radio, you can hear me on Vibes 101.3 FM and 106.3 FM here in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. You can get me in New York on the radio on 106.3 FM only for the morning program. For the morning program, 106.3 FM. That's Wild 106.3 FM. So we have a lot to talk about, but it's so important that you help to share the program so more and more people can discover it, can follow the program on the different platforms. I want to start off tonight by saying to you, I love the Honorable Ron Redhead's spirit. He's determined to transform his constituency. And he's not bothered by the naysayers and by the haters and by those who are still bleeding, hemorrhaging from the defeat on June the 23rd, 2022. They were badly beaten. They're hurt. And he's not perturbed by that. He today distributed supplies donated to him for the schools in his constituency from our Grenadian brothers and sisters out there in the diaspora. And I want to commend you for doing what you're doing, folks out there in the diaspora. So let us feature that at this point.
We are happy to have you here, and we trust that God will continue to be with need your assistance, and all those who are there to guide you and to assist you in doing the will of God and in helping the nation's children. All right, so I would invite him now to say a few words, and he has a presentation to make. All right?
Thank you very much, Principal. Children, good morning. Good morning. Are you ready for school? Yes. That's good to hear. Let me first acknowledge the members of the Royal Grenadier Police Force. Good morning to you, gentlemen. Certainly, let me recognize also the representatives of the Lions Club St. George's. Good morning to you, and thank you very much for seeking, on behalf of the students, certainly, their goodies here this morning. And let me also recognize principal and staff, and most importantly, let me recognize you, the students. So, this morning, I wouldn't be long, but I want to leave you with two messages. The first one is, let me ask, does anybody know what is the weather condition going to be like, at least for the rest of the week? What did the news say we're going to get? Yes, let me hear you. A big wave? Heat wave. A heat wave. All right, so we are under alert to have extremely hot conditions, which means what do you have to do? You have to drink a lot of water. Good. Are you working with me? Are you ready for school? And secondly, now I had an ordeal over the weekend, but I want to use it as a teachable moment. I want to see how wise each and every one of you as students are. When crossing the road, what do you have to do? All right. Yeah, left and right. Excellent, excellent. Give yourself a round of applause. That's good. It means that you understand. So this morning, some kind Grenadians, when I asked them to help the children throughout Northeast, and we're not only doing it in your school, we're going to other schools as well. But when I asked them to help the children of Northeast, they got up and they ensured that I got it. Only yesterday I had to connect, and it's a lot of stuff. We took a portion out here. We of course do have more, but it's certainly a drop in the bucket as to what we need to give our schools. But this morning, I would like to make this presentation, certainly on behalf of the Grenadians who assisted, but certainly in my own capacity for mobilizing the resources, and on behalf, hand it over actually to the Lions Club, and they will do the presentation certainly to you and give the school. But it is my pleasure this morning to give you this small token of appreciation, to say in the beginning of the school term that I wish each and every one of you all the best, and I hope that you can use it, as little as it is, to go a long way in impacting on the education of our nation's children. So each of you.
Right, so that's the first part of that. Let me play the last part of that presentation. And it's so good that the Honorable Ron Redhead is using the situation to teach others. He's using it as a teachable moment to teach the kids to look left and right before crossing and to be safe on the roads. And not only that, if you don't know, that incident will make, as I said to you, and I'm a person, when I tell you something, that is exactly what would happen. That would make Ron Redhead stronger. He will become more popular, more likable, and more winnable. That particular situation. In fact, that video that I posted on my Facebook page had evidence of what transpired with this whole incident. I'm not calling it an accident. The whole incident, that video, almost, right, so 54,000 people viewed that video from my page. 54,000 people viewed the video from Kim Jones' page, all right, on Facebook. Almost 55,000 people. So it's climbing up to 55,000 people who viewed that video. And the comments from these people have been very, very positive towards the Honorable Ron Redhead. So the enemy thought that they would be able to use that incident and destroy the Honorable Ron Redhead, but they only made him stronger, more popular, more likable, more winnable, more viable, more loved. And then on Junior George page, I think, let me just look at right along for you to give you the numbers, because quite a number of people have actually looked at the videos. If you don't know, let me tell you. So on Junior George page, let me tell you the amount of people who looked at that video. All right. I saw it sometime recently. So on his page, let me just look and see something. All right, I saw it a little earlier. So let me go and look for it. All right, let me actually look for it because it's on his page. Because it's good to tell you the numbers, right? It's good to tell you the numbers so you can get a fair idea as to how many people actually looked at that video and the feedback. If you read the comments, that is what is important. The comments have been very, very successful. Very, very successful. In a positive, sorry. The video up, but the comments have been very, very successful. All right, let me see here. Let me get it for you. Right, so on Right Along's page, that's Junior George, 16,000 people viewed that video there. 16,000 people. So on my page, 54,000 people viewed that video. On Right Along Junior George, 16,000 people viewed that page. And then on another page that I saw it on, I saw it on another page. I saw it on another page somewhere about the place. I saw that on another page. Let me see. Because it's important to give you the info so you know what you're dealing with. Because you see, those on the other side thought they could have easily just throw up something out there and then, believe that they win the thing. I think on Mikey Hutchinson's page, I think I saw the video there and it was nearing 30,000. By now, it should be more than 30,000 people on Mikey Hutchinson's page. So almost 100,000 people viewed that video on Mikey Hutchinson, Junior George, and my page. 3 of them put together. Almost 100,000 people viewed that video. But the comments have been very, very positive towards the Honorable Ron Redhead. So those who thought that this would break him, those who thought that this would, see the end of him, you made a mistake. You failed miserably. And lawsuits will be coming to some people. Lawsuits will be coming to some people who slander this young man. And I hope he can expedite that process. Very important indeed. All right? Nice. So let me play the next part of that engagement.
So, say after me. Let's go.
Right. So again, very, very good. And kudos to the Honorable Ron Redhead. That's such a fitting song. God has been good to you because I tell you, I've never seen that amount of hate. I've never seen that amount of bitterness from people who should know better. Before the evidence, they started to crucify the gentleman. They started to accuse him of all kinds of stuff. In fact, they go as far as to take his driver's license, his information that they were able to source from a computer that the police is actually using to issue license, because that particular photo and information in circulation is not just somebody taking Ron's driver's license and taking a photo of it. It came from a computer, and I believe it came from that computer that the police does their work from. So it could be a police leaking that stuff. Because you have police officers who support the NDC and who support the NNP. And there are those who out for mischief. And what is amazing, when they did that, you go under the post of a certain NNP pundit, and you would see a person who ran and lost, and another one was dismissed because he couldn't produce his credentials as what and what, commenting about the same driver's license. And then when you look in depth at what they're trying to portray or make people believe, they fail again, because before and during the election and even after the election, Ron had a designated driver, Kwesi Jeremiah, a designated driver. He never drove. Ron never drove any vehicle or nothing of that sort. He was being driven. He was driven. And then when he got his license, then he started driving his own vehicle and so on. So everything they tried failed miserably. But God is at the center of everything that Ron does, everything that the others within the government do. And we are thankful, we are happy that everything the enemy try, everything they throw at them, believing that it will stick or it will turn out to be bad, it turned out to be good every single time. And we have to be thankful to God for that. Because look, the NNP, they're acting desperately. In fact, I call them political drakes. They're just too drakey for power. They were there. You were there for 23 years and a half. 23 years and a half, The NDC only in power for 14 months. Man, is what the NNP is saying. Is what they're saying. And you ask them, but do you have solutions? What have you done to improve the lives and living standard of our people for the last 14 months as an opposition party? Look at our brothers and sisters in the diaspora. They are working extremely hard, but yet for all, they could make time to get school supplies and other materials to send back home to be distributed in the schools through the Honorable Ron Redhead. That came from the diaspora. Our brothers and sisters who see the need to give back to their school, to give back to their community. So while the NNP is out there screaming, crying, groaning, bawling, have all kind of negative things to say, look at what our brothers and sisters in the diaspora are actually doing. And that's just one example. You have Humpton example of our brothers and sisters in the diaspora giving back to their communities, giving back to the schools. But the NNP, have you seen them done something like that? Instead of Keith Mitchell and his gang yapping, take some of all his millions and millions and give back to the schools, give back to the community, help our people. But no, you complain. And every time they open them out, well, I ain't see nothing. Things bad. And if you walk around, you ain't seen much this and you ain't seen much that. If you ask them, that is how they come across pity-face, sad. And you say, but wait, if things bad, why you not seeing people protesting? If things bad, why you not seeing businesses closing down? If things bad, why you not see people losing their work and so on? Why you not seeing these things? You're not seeing nothing like that. But things bad. Huh? Why would you, as an opposition, be so irresponsible? They will not come out and applaud the free tuition that the government is giving to the parents with students or children at TAMCC and NULO. They will not. In fact, they're saying, well, it's nothing new. They're claiming that they used to give it to you. The NNP is claiming that, well, we did that before. We used to give the $810 tuition support. They went as far as to say that, You don't believe so? Yeah. Yep. And then you go around and you ask parents, but did you know about this before? Under NNP, they ever gave free tuition for all the students, for all the kids? Have they done that? No. But they on GBN. They were on GBN on Tuesday, saying that's yesterday, saying they gave that. They gave the tuition because they kind of want to take out shame in their face. But the shame plate break, So they out there saying to the audience, and the moderator cannot say, well, when you gave that, he just allowing them to speak and say what they want to say. But when you gave that, who you gave? Right? But that is how they operate. They want to take out a little shame from their eyes and their face because they surprised the NDC came in and they did that. They had the vision to do it. But not just that, The NNP didn't have the vision to introduce Grenadian history in schools. No. In fact, they don't care about history, the history of this country. They wish that would never be reintroduced in our schools. The technical and vocational training, the NNP never had the vision to introduce that in our schools. No. The NNP never had the vision to have the students who sat CPEA, have all of them go on to secondary school, giving them a secondary education. They never had that vision. No. The NDC administration, they had the vision. And they implement the stuff. They're not talking. They want the government to have press conference every week, every day. They want them to be bogged down, talking. The government is more interested in action, in doing things for our people. That is why they did not talk when it comes to the 20-something acres of land that the NNP administration gave to some individual to market Grenada, a non-Grenadian, really and truly. He was not born here. Not even his father was born here. And the only thing you would see is a scarf with a Grenadian flag on it around his dog neck. That's what you would see. Nothing more than that. Nothing more than that. But you just pick up 20 or so acres of land. The hotel doesn't belong to him, but you won't give him the land that the hotel sits on. And he was collecting that $250,000 every year from the hotel as the lease every year from them because he owned the land, because they gave him the land, the title for the land and everything. And now the government has to go and pay him $5 million US to get back the land, our land. That is what the NNP did. The NNP is ruthless. They're no good. And then you have this Morokoi, right? This old cock at this press conference, bitter angry because the government was able to get back the Kiwana Bay Resort. Because this whole hotel, where Flamboyant Hotel used to be, this whole property was in the international court for settlement, International court, they invested it, took it to the international court, and Grenada was going to lose anyways, because we are accustomed losing when we go to that court. Grenlec is a WRB/Grenlec is a case in point. So the NDC was able to negotiate properly and reach a good settlement. So they have to pay the investor out, and the property is now in the name of the government and people of Grenada. But the old cock, vex, he angry, because the NDC was able to right the wrong, to fix this, to settle it. And look, they've always been angry, you know. They expected the teachers and public officers to go out on the streets and protest when they were in negotiation for salary increase. You know. Yes, but that did not happen. They were disappointed. The NNP, that old cock in the NNP, he's disappointed. And a lot of them, they're blue because they expected the teachers and public officers to go on the streets and cause chaos. But the teachers, they know fully well, and public officers, that it was the NDC who paid back their doc salaries, the money that the NNP administration took from their salaries. And there was no intercall, no sports, no debates, no science fair, no extracurricular activity, nothing like that. The old cock and his administration docked the salaries of those teachers, and they decided to stand their ground. So the NDC paid back, gave them back their money, $1.2 million, gave them back. And the NNP was angry, blue. Why should you give them back the money? And the court ruled against a teacher. Why? It's illegal and so on. And the NDC said, it is the moral thing to do. It is the right thing to do. We don't have to wait for a judge to tell us that it's right or wrong. It is the right thing to do. And the minute time they paid that $1.2 million back, we saw intercall, we saw sports, parish sports, just name it, national events and so on. And you know, the same set of NNP MPs, they were at sports meet, handing out medals and trophies and so on. When they were preventing sports from happening in the first case, they have no shame, they shamefully break. But because of that money being paid back or refunded or given back to the teachers and so on, we had those events, those extracurricular activities and so on. And up to this point, the environment for learning and so on is conducive. So teachers know. But the NNP and that old cock was extremely angry because they are accustomed to teachers and public officers demonstrating, protesting when they want the increase, because the NNP would offer them 2% and 1% and that kind of stuff. The NDC decided to give them 13% over a 3-year period, and they did not even stop there. They gave them the fringe benefits, all the other benefits that they were looking for. Benefits like crazy. So they win. They win. But under the NNP, that was not possible. They never got that. That old cock was preventing them from getting it. Because he don't like workers. He don't want to see workers have a better working environment and better salaries and better wages and so on. The NNP refused in 23 years and a half to adjust the minimum wage, the salaries of public officers, the minimum wage. They refuse, and not only public officers, you know, public and private workers. It took the NDC to come back and adjust the salaries of workers in this country. The masons, the carpenters, the electricians, the plumbers, the bus conductor, the bus driver, the person who works at the farm, the person who works in the hotel, and we can go on and on and on. The folks who work in the Indian store and so on. It took the NDC, the security officers and so on. It took the NDC to come back and adjust that. And that is a government that cares about people. But the NNP vex, they angry, they blue, they bitter. Because what the NDC is doing is really showing up, right? Showing people that the government we had in the past for the 20-something years, they were not doing anything much. They were just talking and doing the usual stuff. You have men and women who are creative, who have ingenuity flowing within their system, who are innovative enough to bring new things on the table. Things are happening for our people. Our people are benefiting. And that is what is significant. But I want to open up the line tonight. I want to give you the latitude to speak. The number is 415-4817, 415-4817. So I want to give you the opportunity to speak tonight if you want to. The number is 415-4817. You're free to call and have your say. The NDC is on the right track. But I want to say this to those in the diaspora. I made a statement regarding you registering when you come back to Grenada for funerals, for weddings, for events, for any occasion. Register. And I'm really happy to tell you that over 13 people out there in the diaspora indicated to me that they will be home within the next month and they will like to register when they come home. And I'm holding them at their word. I will follow up with them and make sure that when they come here that they get registered to vote in the next election, because we have to start the process now. As we move to 50 years of independence as a nation, a lot of our brothers and sisters will be coming home. So a good friend saying, I'm getting registered in January. Right, love, child Kim. That's great. All right. Sonia is saying, I did mine in March. Great, Sonia. All right. So I want to say to you, as we move towards the 50th anniversary of independence, celebration of independence, I want you, another friend is saying, I will register when I come in October. That's good. So I am saying to you, it's so important that you walk through me. So when you come, walk through me so we can have a database available. So yes, if you got registered before, let me know. And you did not vote. So if you did not vote in the last election and you got registered before and you did not vote, I want you to help me in the process as I start that database with your number, your information, your name, and so on, so we can keep in touch with you between now and the next general election. Even if you have to organize transport, even if we have to get you here to vote in the next election, because I am of the firm belief that the next election will be determined heavily by your vote. Very important. So again, I am saying, as you come back to Grenada, all you need is a Grenadian passport or a Grenadian birth certificate. That's all you need. And you can get registered. And I can tell you some of the key constituencies that we want you to be registered in if you're from that area. So if you're originally from there, maybe you live in Tongue, maybe you live in another area, but I can actually guide you accordingly so you can go and get registered there. So I want to encourage you. I am so happy that 13 or so people indicated to me that in the next month, as they come, they will get registered. The others, October, November, December, January, February, March, right? Friends saying, I will register on my next trip. That's Risha Lewis. So I'm saying to you, it's so important that you get registered. Those in the diaspora. We have 10 times, 20 times more Grenadians living in the diaspora than they live here in Grenada. So I am making it a mission to get as many people as possible out there in the diaspora registered so that you can vote in the upcoming general election 3-4 years from now. That's very, very important. So you have to start the process. Because for me, I am tactical, I'm strategic. I know what it takes to win an election, and nobody has to tell me. I know, inside, outside. So I'm urging you, Grenadians living abroad, when you come here for funerals, when you come here to light candles on your parents' grave, when you come here for weddings, when you come here for carnival, when you come here for the 50th celebration of independence, when you come back home for any event on vacation or whatever, I want to encourage you to please register to vote and communicate with me. You know my number. Communicate with me. I will help you. I will guide you. And then I will take your information. So I'll follow up with you as we move along. Because we need, in the diaspora, we need at least 8,000 people in the diaspora to register and to vote in the next election. That would guarantee almost 15 seats for the NDC. That will guarantee almost 15 seats for the NDC. So it means that we have a lot of work to do, but we can do it between now and the next election. So again, I urge you, as you come home, please communicate with me. My number is the easiest number to remember. 415-4817, 1473, 415-4817. That's the same number scrolling under your screen. 415-4817, 1473, 415-4817. 415-4817. So communicate with me. As you come back home, I can help you, I can guide you so you can get registered. Even if I have to take you there to get registered, I will do it. Because it is a personal pet project of mine. Because I know the next election will be heavily dependent on you in the diaspora. Because the NNP supporters, you could do what you want. You could help them 100 times. They will still remain NNP. All right? Let me just get that. Somebody's calling here. Let me make sure I have that connected. All right. So let me just make sure. All right, so that person got cut off. So again, you can call. The number is 415-4817, 415-4817. That's the number to call to get on the inside to have your say. So the diaspora is very, very important. And it's something that my good friend Terry Forrester can look at and see how he can work with the diaspora to get as many people as possible registered for the next general election. All right? Let me see. I don't know what's going on here with this Bluetooth thing. I don't know. Right. So I don't know what's going on here. Let me make sure that it's connected. All right, so it was connected a while ago. All right, so it was connected a while ago. All right, so let's take that call. Hello? Right, hello? Hello? All right. We're getting into what? Hello?
Dakim, good night. How you doing?
I'm fine, thanks. And you?
Yeah, well, I just couldn't. Yeah, right now I'm thinking the housing program, building the housing, and the return of the housing. That I love to see the housing bill, and who in charge, and who is building the housing programs. That they doing very neat and very, very nice. Nobody crying out. I'm saying, okay, that they don't have that the housing or they do not give them a window or they don't get a do, whatever. They on the right process, and I love to see that. So I want to say thumbs up to the housing and to the government of Grenada, Kerry, Martinique. And also, I want to say good night to the Prime Minister, Mr. Jikan.
Right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. They're my good friend, Cultureman. And you're correct. They're doing a really, really good job. Yeah, really, really good job. So again, it's a pet project of mine in terms of getting more people in the diaspora to register. And I will work with my good friend Terry Forrester because he's the ambassador responsible for diaspora affairs. But that's from a government standpoint. Right? That's from a government standpoint. I am more about the politics. So I am from a political standpoint, the politics. So it's two different things. All right? Two different things there. Let's take that call here. Good evening. Hello.
Hi, good evening. Good evening.
Hi,
Ken,
how you doing?
How are you?
I'm good.
I'm doing good. You know what I want to say tonight is Kit Mitchell is is mad. It's been a year and months.
I didn't
The
hear that.
election part.
I didn't hear that first part.
It's a year and months now since they've been
No,
the
I
NDC
didn't hear
has
your
won the
introduction.
election.
I didn't hear when you start off. You said Keith Mitchell is what?
Oh, okay. He's mad. He's
He's
mad.
what?
He don't realize that he gets
What
his
he
ass
is? What you
whooped.
said? Hold on. He's what?
He gets his ass whooped, and he just wouldn't accept it.
Oh, I see.
You know, he wouldn't accept it, and it's time he let it go and leave these people, let it do their job. I don't know what is his problem. He don't own Grenada. Why he behaving like that?
All right. Thank you very much.
You know, no problem.
Thank you. Thank you very much, dear caller. Thank you very much. Yeah, well, he's bitter. He's angry. He's sour. Sour, sour, sour. And you can expect that. A good friend saying, I will be home on the first straight flight from Boston on November the 4th. And that and that was in my plan to register to vote. So thank you very much there. That's another person saying to me that they will be home in November and they will get registered to vote when they come. But I have to constantly be talking about this because it is important to get more and more of our people to register. So once you come to Grenada, I want you to register to vote in the next election. But I don't just want you to just register like this. I want you to let me know that you got registered and where you got registered or where you want to get registered, where you're going to get registered. I want to know that. I want that information because I have a database where I will enter that information. So I want to encourage you, once you come to Grenada, or you come to Carrick, or you come to Petit Martinique, communicate with me, right? So we're going to have a proper database, a good organized database with your number, your where you came from, and where you live and that kind of stuff. And I can follow up with you between now and the election. Because we need as much as 8,000 people out there in the diaspora to register to come home and vote in the next election for the NDC, for the most honorable Deacon Mitchell and the people who will be running in the different constituencies. So that is important. And when I say the diaspora, I am talking about any country, any island outside of Grenada, Carrick and Petit Martinique. You're living in the diaspora. So I want to urge you to please do that. If you want to see transformation, if you want to see this government remain in power for a very long time, that will guarantee it. Exactly. That will guarantee that we remain in power for a very, very long time. So again, don't just come and register. Let me know so I can add your information into the database. And I can follow up with you between now and the election. Because it's important that you make preparations when the election time comes around to come back home and vote. So we have to work with you where that is concerned. So it's very, very important. Very, very important. Because I am of the firm belief that you will determine the outcome of the next election. Yes, the people here will vote, but your vote will make that big difference to get the NDC over the line in nearly all the constituencies. We could do it. We could do it. Trust me, we could do it. Step by step by step. I urge you to do that. All right? So there is no mail-in ballot, no online voting. You have to come home in person and vote. So if you're registered, then you're eligible to vote. Nobody could stop you from voting. You just have to come home and vote before the election. All right? Nice. So folks, if you want to call, you can. The number is 415-4817. I mean, you saw the video with that accident or incident involving the Honorable Ron Redded, and boy, everybody, so far, the people under the video, the comments have been very, very, very positive where Ron is concerned. And as I told you, almost 54,000 plus. So it's almost 55,000 people who actually viewed that video on my page alone. On my page. I remember looking at Mikey Hutchinson page, and it was, well, at the time when I looked, it was near 30,000. All right. So it should be about 30 something thousand now. And then Junior George is about 16,000 or so. So quite a number of people, and the comments have been very, very positive. At the end of the day, this particular incident will cause Ron to be way more popular than you think. Because everything the NNP try, all the bad things they try to say or do, turn out to be good for the NDC. Every single thing they tried turn out to be good for the NDC. And that should teach them a lesson. That should teach them a lesson. But they would never learn. They would never, ever learn. So the folks in Florida, the NDC chapter in Florida, they're having a gala on October the 4th, Saturday, October the 4th in Florida.
Grenadians and friends of Grenada in South Florida, our beloved political leader and Prime Minister, the Honorable Deacon Mitchell, is coming to celebrate with us at a grand gala on Saturday, October 14th at the luxurious Floridian Ballroom in Pembroke Pines. The occasion will mark the first anniversary of the NDC Florida chapter. Prime Minister Mitchell will be delivering the keynote address outlining his vision for the development of our beautiful tri-island state. Meet and greet the distinguished Caribbean leader. The gala starts at 7 p.m. with a cocktail hour followed by dinner and dance. Tickets to the gala is only $200 and are available from any member of the NDC Florida chapter or online at gotofed.com. Proceeds towards the construction of the party's resource center and other programs of the chapter. So get your tickets now for the NDC Florida chapter inaugural gala, October 14th at the Floridian Ballroom, Pembroke Pines, Florida. You can't afford to miss it.
Nice. Wonderful. Love to hear that. Please go there and support them, support them, support them. They're doing an excellent job. And that gala has to be a very huge success. Just as Canada, just as New York, it has to be a huge success. So, folks, we still have about 8 minutes left in the program. If you want to call and see something, you can. You are free to do so. The number again, 415-4817, 415-4817. That's the number to get on the inside, to speak, to have your say. 415-4817.
So I am here this morning at the Grandmount Preschool with the principal and staff.
Good evening, caller. Hello.
Yeah, I'm calling to let you know that yesterday I was looking at Keith Mitchell on this so-called press that he had. This man would be on national TV and blatantly lying, because I heard him say some things that I know for a fact because I followed the campaign and I know exactly what the NDC said. The blatant lies to the people of Grenada, and then he acts as though he is the professor to the NDC and they have to listen to him as though he's there to teach them. And I don't know, he has no scruples. That's all I could say. And one other thing, this other guy that have that show, I think it's something, FM something or whatever, I think it's an embarrassment to Grenada to see that man on YouTube or anything. He cannot speak. His language is bad and everything. And I don't know how anybody could have that man representing them on TV.
Who are you referring to?
That's what.
Which one you're referring to? What is his name?
It's a dark-skinned guy with a wrong face, and I think he's missing a tooth or something like that.
All right.
Is it James or something like that?
All right.
Yeah, and I think he had something where he said, when you meet Deacon Mitchell, ask him this question. That's what he had on this morning.
Oh,
because I don't really look at them. I flip and I see and I take a look and then I just go off because no intelligent person should sit down and listen to this gentleman.
all right.
So anyhow, keep up your work
All right. Thank you very
and you
much.
have this support. Okay. All
Plenty
right
now.
then.
Great.
Okay.
Yeah, because you see, it's a lot of them, and they're very, you know, when you talk about unintelligent and the way they speak and so on, a lot of them, and they represent one party. They're pushing the agenda of one party. They're the obstructionists. They are not good with the English language. They're not able to communicate fluently. They cannot read properly. They cannot speak properly. I mean, it's just a wreck. But that's the people who represent and pushing the agenda of the obstructionist team. Sad, but that's the reality.
And also students, and there are some parents here as well as they drop off their children for the first time at the school. The St. George Northwest Council was formed so that we have a wider representation throughout the entire constituency of persons in the various communities representing their communities. And as a result, this morning I am here on behalf of the St. George Northwest Council. Being the head of the council, I am presenting a check for $2,000 to the Grand Mountain School at the start of school so that they can use it to purchase any supplies that they need to carry them through the rest of the term. So, Ms. Yvonne, and that your principal is not here, I'm sure that you are collecting on behalf of her, and I am presenting on behalf of St. George Council this check for the Grand Mountain.
Well, on behalf of the Grand Mountain Preschool staff and principal, who's not here but I'm sitting in, I would like to say thanks to Senator Lafrette, who has actually adopted the school. But I think we go way, way back when, and I really appreciate it. And this would do a lot for the children to buy school supplies and other things. Thank you once again.
On behalf of the St. George Northwest Council, Ms. Forbes, I would like to present you with this check for $3,500. You and your staff.
So I want to say thank you, Honorable Jonathan Lafrette, for gracing us with your presence this morning and for giving us this generous donation this morning, which is so unexpected. A pleasant surprise, and I can tell you it will go into good use to benefit all the stakeholders of this school. Thank you so much.
We do have a chairman and an executive, and the chair so graciously obliged for me to be here this morning to present this check of $3,500, to the principal and staff of the Happy Hill Primary School so that you can use it for assistance throughout the school term. So Mr. Francis, on behalf of the council, God bless you and your staff and your school, and we trust that you're going to have a successful academic school year.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Lafrette, for this donation. And I know it's really going to go a long way because we have lots of things to be done at the school. Once again, on behalf of the staff and the students, thank you very much for such.
I want to present this check for $5,500 to the principal, staff, and students so that it can assist you in whatever it is that you have to do throughout the term. And I'm very grateful and delighted to do so. So this is the end of my presentation. God bless you.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning,
I would, on behalf of the school, all teachers, students, all stakeholders of the Happy Hill Secondary School, I would like to convey special thank you to Senator Lacrette. It's a lot of money, don't you agree?
Yeah.
5,000. To begin the school year with $5,500 is a really nice surprise. Let us give Senator a round of applause. Senator, again, I'd like to thank you. Quiet, everybody, for your unwavering commitment to this institution. Apart from that, and that's just a sum total of money that we're getting this morning, but Senator has pledged to do much more.
The council felt that seeing that this is the start of the new school year, that a monetary donation to all schools would go a very long way in procuring materials or resources that would help throughout the school term. So on behalf of the St. George Northwest Council, of which I head, the chairman is not here this morning because he's also a teacher, so he had to be at his school, but the deputy chair is here. They have given me the permission to go ahead and to present on behalf of the council this check of $2,000 to the initiative preschool.
Thank you. Minister, on behalf of the students and staff, we would like to appreciate to tell you how much we appreciate it, and this will go a long way into furthering the cause here. So once again, we thank you for all your efforts and all of your donations and everything. Thank you so much.
The council felt it best that seeing that school is now embarking on its new academic school year, and that we have preschools, primary schools, and one secondary school throughout the constituency, that it would be prudent to deliver to these schools a financial contribution to assist with the running of the operational processes for the rest of the term. So we hope it's going to go a long way. The council has a chairman, and the chairman is also an educator, so he couldn't be here this morning, but the deputy chair is here, which is mine, and the chairman has released me to present it on the council's behalf. So on behalf of the St. George Northwest Council, I would like to present this check for $3,500 to the she took a deep breath, for $3,500 to Ms. Tilbury, to you and your staff and the students.
So on behalf of myself and staff and the students of TLC Academy, I would like to say a hearty thank you to Minister for gracing us with his presence this morning and for bringing along such wonderful gift to our school. We appreciate it very much, and whatever we do with it, we're going to make it useful for the school and for the students. So once again, I'd like to say thank you to all those who